This is my reaction to the last Saiyuki, Chapter 20, the Stone of Truth. And, this is quite an info dump. I mean, seriously. I feel like they could have spread this out over like 2 or 3 chapters and it would not have felt slow. We just learned, oh my god, so much. I mean, they basically glazed over the fact that Jotsu, the leader of their whole organization, religion, whatever you want to call it, is also the founder of the Followers of Chaos. And the followers of Chaos are good guys, more or less. Yeah, that's weird. That is really weird. I honestly could have gotten a full chapter just explaining that, and I would have been happy, but a lot happened. Also a little disappointed in Estelle's reaction here. She's basically like, so this is really K, the Lord of Chaos. Okay, why not? I mean, I trust Koharu, so I don't think she's bad. I'm like, seriously? This is the freaking devil sitting right in front of you, or at least who you think is the devil, and you're like, whatever. Jesus. Then go back outside the whole gate. Shrimp's trying to get in, he can't. And Gohaku basically tells him, don't worry, Estelle will be fine, to which he replies, I don't care about my apprentice, I just don't want to lose the time I've spent working on her, which, oh my god. You care about her, just freaking admit it already. I know it will make you weak, but... oh, good lord. I mean, it's almost sad at this point that he's just so in denial that he actually cares about her. I mean, really. I think a very interesting flashback, which I thought explained things quite well. Essentially, a bunch of children died in the marsh, and all of the parents blamed a demon, a monster, the Kappa, for it. And so they decided, we're gonna go freaking kill that Kappa! And when they did, the marsh dried up, and children no longer died in it. Which quite literally means that monsters were made to help humanity. If you can monsterize your fear, something you hate, something you despise, and kill it, then not only will you no longer fear it, but it will no longer exist. Which is, interesting. Jesus, I absolutely just love this shot we got of, Yamato no Ochi, the 8-headed dragon. I mean, this thing certainly wasn't needed for the explanation. I'm sure it took a very long time to draw this, and I'm just glad they put in the extra effort of doing this. I really am. It's apparently the monsterization of the fear of the flooding of the river, and once they killed it, the river no longer flooded, which, yay! So the Followers of Chaos aren't actually evil, they're turning the bad things into monsters, so that they can be killed, and therefore the bad things will no longer exist. But even more so, they're doing it so that people will fight the monsters and grow stronger. Which does make a lot of sense. When the shrimp was fighting the bone Niobe user guy, do not know how I can actually describe better than that. He actually seemed to be helping him. He seemed to be giving him advice on how to get stronger, how to become more powerful. And he didn't kill him, even though he absolutely had the chance to do so. But at the same time, the Followers of Chaos have killed a lot of people. This has all been, for their greater goal of getting people stronger so they can overcome the coming challenge, but at the same time, a lot of people have died. And yet, it could be said that this was all necessary, all a good thing, because they needed this skill, they needed this practice, they needed this experience to gain the enlightenment to defeat the final tail of Momo. Which apparently has been defeated 2 times. I don't know, it was kind of weird how they describe this. As best I can tell, they've gone through all 100 of the tails twice already, and it's almost done the 3rd time. But they also describe it as being the last one, so I'm kind of curious if this is going to happen again in 200 years. They're going to fight another monster. And I absolutely love this shot of the earth literally split in 2 with its guts falling out. I mean, that's terrifying and beautiful and tragic, and it's just amazing, but... I mean, we've seen 2 other stories in the past. First was Indra's Lightning, the second was the Heavenly Flame, and this 3rd one is the Fierce Winds of Hell. So, I mean, this is still the same 100 tales told 3 times, so why is the final tale a different monster every time? I'm kind of curious about that. It's also called the Last Saiyuki, so I'm curious if this is maybe the last time they're going to have to go through the tales. If they defeat this one, the monsters will stop once and for all. But essentially, this monster, the Fierce Winds of Hell that's going to materialize, it's something that's happening right now on Earth. Some real natural disaster that's coming that would quite literally kill all of humanity, wipe them off the face of the Earth completely. And essentially what Koharu has to do is monsterize it and then defeat it. She has to awaken everyone's mailbox at the same time so that they all can see the monster, that they can all make it real, and then she can defeat it. And that's the very reason for her existence, because the earth made her, or the earth made a stone from which she hatched like an egg, more or less. I mean, Ryu's all like shattered, like, so she's not human? I'm like, did you really think she was? I mean, you've seen what she can do, you've seen her powers. Did you really think, she was born normally, that she had a healthy, happy childhood at some point? No, she was born out of a freaking egg. But what's probably more interesting is that her second role, besides opening all the mailboxes, is to find a powerful Niobe user, a male Niobe user, the Sai, her partner, with whom she will defeat the final monster. And they already had Sai set up. Someone that Master Dotsu had selected, probably made himself somehow to take on the role. And yet Gohaku, for some reason that's still a little unclear, he decided to change things. He decided to make it so that his son could be Sai. So that Ryu could take on the role of Sai, though I have no idea why he'd want his son to go through this. I mean, he claims it's because of selfishness. Maybe Sai gets a wish when this is all said and done. Maybe once he's attained certain power, he can, revive the dead or something. And that's his goal? I'm honestly not sure. But then we get one final big twist of the series. The one who incubated the egg, the one who created Koharu, was Ryu's mother. Which, shocking, it also means that Koharu is quite actually his sister, at least half-sister. But I think this means something else as well. It was said that the last person who hatched the egg had to go through unbearable hardships and intense training to be able to do it. And I think that his mother had to go through the same training, and that's ultimately what killed her. I mean, I theorized probably well back in chapter 1 that I thought maybe Koharu was responsible for the death of his mother, but then I discarded that because, it looked like she was sick from something or cancer or whatever, so that didn't seem likely. But now it's actually possible. She went through the trials, she incubated the egg, she gave birth to Koharu, more or less, and because of that, her body couldn't handle it, and she became sick. She died so that Koharu could be born. And if that's the case, oh boy, Ryu is gonna have some issues with that. I mean, I don't think he could truly hate Koharu for, killing his mother, because it wasn't her choice. She didn't, choose to do it. She didn't want to happen that way. But at the same time, every time he looks at her, he's going to see his dead mother. He's going to see the sacrifice his mother made, and that might just really break him. At the very least, I think Koharu is going to be filled with, such guilt over this that she's not going to want to go back with him. She's going to hate herself for it, so I'm guessing it's going to be best guess Ryu and Estelle are going to have to shake her out of her sorrow and grief and convince her to come back with them. And hopefully Gohaku finally explains why the hell he did all of this. I mean, what was the point of making your own son Sai? Why? I mean, did you think he was more capable than the one that had already been picked? Or does Sai get some special power that you want? That's a big thing we've been waiting to hear this whole time. And we finally know why he brought Koharu and Ryu together. It was so Koharu would pick him to be Sai, so that she would pick him to obtain this power. But we still don't know why he wanted his son to have that power. What was the point of it? But let me know what you think in the comments down below. What was the point? Why do all this? Be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.